Hello, fifth graders. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday. I am back in my classroom. I'm in a little different spot today. Can you tell where I am? If you guessed the back of my classroom, you would be right. These are cabinets with some reading questions on there. And so I'm in our classroom. It's not quite the same without you here. And yesterday was our writing day. This is a review week. And so we're going to start today by going over a few of our daily fix-it. And so if you don't have your bundle, go ahead and pause this and go grab that. And then we are going to review another skill today. So let's start with our daily fix-it, and also go ahead and get like a colored pencil or a marker with you, something that's a different color than what you answered with. And let's go ahead and check just a few of these, not all of them, but a few, and see how you did. So this is number 4. In spring, we sometimes has tornadoes here. So right away, I notice that has doesn't sound right. What should has be instead? Right. I bet you said have. And so you just cross out has and write have there. And then let's look at spring. What is wrong with spring? Spring is a common noun, so it should not have a capital letter. Great job. Let's take a look at number 6. Read it out loud with me, and let's see if we can hear the mistake. They are a labor, there we go. They are a labor of love for she. Well, that she doesn't sound right. Instead of for she, we should say for her. So if you didn't fix that mistake, go ahead and cross it out now and write her. And then we're looking for spelling mistakes this week as well, and labor is spelled incorrectly. Instead of ER, it should be OR. Go ahead and fix that if you didn't get it. And then let's look at this middle one right here, and it's actually number 7 on your page. Would you read that out loud with me? Alice is a storyteller. She makes stories come to life. And right away, I can hear this is 2 thoughts. It has a who and a do in the first part and another who and a do in the second part. So we could split it up right here into 2 sentences and put a period and a capital letter here. Or we could just put an and in it and combine the 2 thoughts into 1 sentence. So Alice is a storyteller, and she makes stories come to life. All right, and then let's read this red one together. This is number 8. The children were silent when she told a ghost story. Well, right away, I hear that telled doesn't sound right. This is a verb, an action word in the past tense. We talked about these yesterday, okay? And instead of adding ed, tell is a special one. What should it be instead of telled? Told. You are correct. So you'll cross this out and write TOLD at the top. And then silent has a spelling mistake. Instead of the second I, it should be an E. Let's look at our last one. As soon as that black bar goes away, let's read that together. A horse's hoofbeats sound like drumming. Okay, let's look at horses. Well, that looks like a plural noun there. A horse's hoofbeats sound like drumming, but horses should not be plural. It's singular. Actually, the hoofbeats belong to the horse. So this is what we call a possessive noun. It shows ownership, and we need to put an apostrophe right there between the E and the S. A horse's hoofbeats sound like drumming. And then hoofbeats is a plural noun, and it's a regular plural noun, so it just ends in S instead of ES. So go ahead and fix those mistakes if you didn't quite get those. And I hope that you practiced your punctuation in your writing yesterday. And now we're going to move on to a review skill. Say it with me, author's purpose. Yes, and the author's purpose is why the author writes a text. My picture is not moving. There we go. Why the author writes a text. And there are 3 main author's purposes we've talked about before, and we also added a 4th, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that 4th today. But let's start with persuade. This is review for you. I know that you remember my sister Amy and how she persuaded me to get her a drink while she laid on the couch. So think of Amy when you think of persuade. And to persuade is to convince the reader to believe or do something. Remember, we said that ads and commercials and letters are great ways to convince readers or watchers to do something. Often they want to convince you to vote a certain way or to buy something. So, persuade, the author's purpose in ads and commercials is to persuade. Another purpose is inform. This gives facts and information. It is nonfiction. You would read these in Time for Kids or in the newspaper. These would be articles or even just text in nonfiction books about animals and people who really existed. Nonfiction is full of information. Also, when the author's purpose is to inform, they can sometimes teach you something. So recipes are great examples of informative writing, or instruction manuals in a game or something that you're building. Okay. Do you have something at home that has informative writing in it? I bet you could all find something either in your kitchen, maybe a recipe card or some game directions. So you all have informative writing at your house. All right. And then another purpose, this is my favorite one. The author's purpose is to entertain. I put some popcorn here and a drink like you're at the movies. You're being entertained. When an author is trying to entertain its readers, they're telling us a story. So most of the books you're reading, the fiction books you're reading, the author's main purpose is to entertain. Remember, they like to make the reader have a good time. This is usually fiction. And then one we've talked about just a little bit before is express. And when the author's purpose is to express, they're trying to share their feelings. Often they're describing details. Poetry and letters can be good examples of an author's purpose being to express. And so I put all these silly faces here because each of these faces expresses an emotion that this author is feeling. So you might have frustrated or confused, sad, happy. You have all sorts of emotions, angry here, that can be expressed in an author's writing. Okay, often an author can have more than one purpose. We like to find the main one, and today in your work, you will do just that. You'll find the main purpose. But often, an author has a second purpose for writing too, especially if they're expressing their feelings. They might also be entertaining you or giving some information about something. Okay? Usually, you can find more than one purpose in an author's writing. Today, you have a fun little sheet that you get to color on. You're going to choose which color you want to represent what. Okay? And you are going to use this up here, and you're going to find which one of these texts is persuade. There are several, and you'll color those whatever color you chose for persuade. The second one says inform. Remember, this is to teach you something. So then you'll color all the ones that inform you about something, the color you choose for inform. And then entertain. Those are our three main purposes we're working on. But we also have express. Okay. Now you'll notice I crossed out explain. That is a modification I want you to make to this paper. Just cross out the word explain. And we're not going to use that one because explain is the same as inform. When we're informing someone about something, we are also explaining things about that thing. Okay, so this one says express. It also says describe. And when we're expressing our feelings about something, we're often describing details about that thing, just like it says right here under express. So today, I want you to put describe and express together on your worksheet. And if you think that it is describing the details of something or expressing someone's feelings, I want you to color it this describe express color. Okay, so let's do one of these together, and we'll start right here. A cookbook with instructions for recipes. That word instructions shows me that it's going to teach me something. Which of these words would it be express that we're on? Probably not. How about entertain? Is it making me have a good time? Probably not. How about inform? Gives facts and information, teaches you something. This is giving me instructions for recipes. Does it teach me something? Yes, it teaches me how to cook a certain thing. So the author's purpose right here would be inform. So I chose blue for inform. So I would get out my blue marker or colored pencil and I would color that box blue. You can choose whichever color you'd like for each of these 4 boxes. If you have questions about this, please email me. Happy practicing. Would you go ahead and flip it over? And you have more fun writing today. Good thing you've been practicing that punctuation. So I want to see that right here as you write your story today. But let's look at the directions. You are now the author. What do you think your purpose will be on this page? Well, it could be several things. In fact, you will probably have 2 purposes. It's probably to express how you're feeling about something, or maybe not. Maybe you want to write more of a silly story. Then what do you think your purpose would be? Yes, to entertain. So you are going to take a scribble that's on your paper. It doesn't look exactly like this. This is one I just had fun making. And you are going to turn this scribble into any design or picture you can. Okay, so maybe you want to close up some of the shapes that you see on it. Maybe you want to turn it in to your favorite place, or maybe you see an object in there that it looks like, and you could add some details to turn it into that object. You will do that on your page right here with this scribble. You can add whatever details you want to this scribble to make it into the picture of your choice. And then you are going to use that picture that you created to make up a story. Okay. I want you to use the good punctuation and writing skills we've been talking about in the past couple days. And I want you to be creative. And also, I want you to think about, what is your purpose as the author? Is it to inform, to entertain, to persuade, like Amy did? Or is it to express? Or is it a combination of a couple of those? All right, happy writing and scribble making, and I will see you tomorrow for our last day this week.